Thank you very much. Okay, reset the clock, please. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman.
We have no clock.
Okay.
So we'll be putting pieces of paper in front of people when there's 30 seconds left to go. So,
Okay, well, thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. I look forward to hearing about the advantage of smart grid technology and the need to update our national transmission system. But technology and costs are not the only hurdles that we have to clear. Last week, the Fourth Circuit ruled that the Federal Energy Regulatory Commission, FERC for short, lacked authority to locate high-voltage transmission lines. If we can't streamline the regulatory issues for siting new transmission lines, we'll be doomed to legal battles and the same outdated grid. In his written testimony, James Hecker, counsel to the Working Group on Investment in Reliable and Economic Electric Systems, says that much of the infrastructure needed to increase our electrical transmission network will stretch over state lines. Indeed, much of the nation's wind, solar, and geothermal resources are located in the interior of the country, while many people who need that electricity live near the coasts. This will require new transmission lines, not just upgrades to the existing grid. The states and the federal government must develop a streamlined system of approving rights-of-way for new electrical transmission lines. Since many of these lines will cross several states, the federal government must lead. With regional electricity transmission networks serving numerous states, states will surely argue over the cost of these vital upgrades. Smart grid technology will encounter the same cost allocation and recovery problems that the transmission network now faces. I'm interested in hearing today about new electrical transmission technology that can make the network more efficient. But I'm also interested in hearing about what new transmission is required and how we can improve the regulatory system that oversees this expanded network. The states, the federal government, shareholders, consumers, and other stakeholders will all play a role in upgrading our energy infrastructure. These stakeholders must work together to ensure that this network can be built in a timely manner without unnecessary regulatory holdups. Let me say that earlier this week, Energy, Environment Czar, Poobah, or whatever she is in the White House, Carol Browner, talked about the need to upgrade the regulatory process in siting and building transmission lines. I think that this is one issue where Republicans and the White House can agree on. And I am looking forward to working to get together a piece of legislation that will update at least that part of the FERC law that gives FERC some power to deal with this issue. I noticed in reading the newspaper last August that a utility in Indiana wished to build a 240-mile transmission line solely within that state and not crossing any state lines. And they said in order to surmount the regulatory and litigation hurdles, they would not be able to begin construction until the year 2014. Now, obviously, that is unacceptable, and we in Congress are going to have to look at the FERC laws very closely to see what can be done to streamline the approval process for siting and construction of new transmission lines, as well as upgrading the capacity of the grid. This is going to be a challenge with many conflicting stakeholders involved, but it's something that, in my opinion, has to be done. So we can't let disputes between regulators and other stakeholders block better transmission and improved technologies that help address the energy challenges that we face. This hearing will deal with about half the issues. We better be dealing with the other half to make sure that the package is complete. Thank you.
The gentleman's time has expired. The chair recognizes the gentleman from Oregon, Mr.